Alrighty, Vikings game plan continues with our winning formula into this game against the LA Rams. We have Hobie Artigue from Vikings Game Day Live. His partner is Ron Johnson, WabiVikings.com. I'm Paul Allen, wondering this. The undefeated LA Rams, do we think this team is the best in the NFL, Hobie?
I think you have to make the argument at this point in time that they are. You look at their record. They are 3-0, one of the only undefeated teams left in the NFL, and they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They are beating teams by double digits in every single game so far.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is in the key spots, they're really good. Quarterback, receiver, defensive back, defensive line. Those are the areas where everybody's always talking. You have to be able to, and then running back, of course. I mean, Todd Gurley is, in my opinion, top 3 running back in this league right now. Jared Goff doing a great job. They added another receiver in Brandon Cooks to an already pretty good receiver core. Cooper Kupp came out of nowhere and now is one of the top, third down receivers. And then if you sit around and you look at that defense, I mean, it's just piece on top of piece on top of piece.
Now, speaking of the LA Rams, quarterback is Jared Goff. Is Goff capable, if needed, to take over a game, kind of the way Kirk Cousins did in that fourth quarter at Lambeau Field?
I can't say no. I think he might be. And last year when the Vikings played the Rams, it was all about stop Todd Gurley and make Goff beat you. And now, with what I've seen now with Sean McVay and Goff and Brandon Cooks, who is a nice addition for them, an improvement, I believe, over Sammy Watkins, at least for the Rams style of offense, I think maybe Goff can. And if they're going to protect him, that makes him even more capable.
And a lot of people last season were saying, going into the year, it's Jared Goff's second year. What can he do? Well, he led the NFL to have the best offense midway through the season, and he continued to get better and better and better. Now in year 3, he's only been surrounded with even more talent, as you said. Robert Woods on one side. Now you have Brandon Cooks and Cooper Kupp. I mean, he's made some great plays. If we're talking about not saying game manager, but a guy getting the ball in the right hands at the right time, I think Jared Goff is fully capable.
I think he's good. I want to see more. I mean, this is 3 games into his 3rd year. I need to see a little bit more. I mean, we don't know what it's going to look like later as these guys get challenged. There's more film on them, understanding where Brandon Cooks fits in this offense. I think teams are going to figure that out a little bit. But, I mean, he can make the throws, but I want to see him under pressure against some of the top defenses in this league.
I think he's matured as he's gone along, but I think this is a great system fit for him with Sean McVay. I think Sean McVay really understands what he's good at and what he's not. And Sean McVay isn't interested in his system and making Goff fit. Sean McVay is interested in being good. And he asks the quarterback to do the things that he knows he can do.
And Goff looks comfortable in it this season to start off the year.
Big time.
Very comfortable.
If Gurley gets hurt, though, I think it's all out the window.
You can't play that game. You can't play that game.
We're in the here and now.
I mean, what do you think is back up?
I think he's comfortable because he has a great running back.
Yeah.
He's in 3rd and short.
Well, speaking of Todd Gurley, he and the LA Rams ran right down the field on the Minnesota Vikings at US Bank Stadium last year. We remember that. Next 55 minutes of the game, complete Minnesota Vikings domination. Hobie, you first. What, if you were to identify one major aspect of that game, do you recall?
I'm going to go back and say another drive that the Rams had where they went all the way down the field right before halftime, and Anthony Harris forces a fumble on Cooper Kupp at the 1-yard line.
Big time.
That moment changed the entire dynamic of that game. If the Rams would have scored on that play, are we talking about a completely different game and also a completely different trajectory for the rest of the season? And I think also in that moment, the Vikings defense showed what it was capable of for the rest of the 2017 season.
Yeah, that definitely was a spark for the team, but I have to go back to Case Keenum. 71% completions. He's outdueled Jared Goff. Wow. Everybody said this is going to be the Jared Goff show. Who is this Case Keenum kid? He came out through for 280 yards on a really good defense, and then Adam Thielen, 65-yard slant to the house. Nobody thought he could run. I love the guy, and I love the way him and Case Keenum start to gel. And then if we look further into the rest of the season, I think that was kind of the turning point where Thielen, week in and week out after that, just put numbers on top of numbers and ended up going to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I do remember the Rams scoring on the first drive and then never scoring again. And I think a big key was the Vikings took the ball away. And when the Vikings fell down to the Bills early in the game last week, I don't think anyone really panicked early on because you thought the defense would be able to settle in and the offense would score points. But what never happened was the Vikings never took the ball away and gave the offense a short field, which the Bills did to the Vikings a bunch of times and which the Vikings defense did for our offense last year so many times. So I remember a takeaway. I remember that play too, Hobie. That was a big takeaway for the Vikings defense, and it helped turn the game around.
Let's turn this frown upside down, right? From the Bills game into the LA Rams game. I'm not, objective Fox 9 sportscaster Hobie. I'm not going to put Vikings Rube fan on him. But if you were, what would our frowns look like after the Bills game? Look right here. Let's turn them upside down.
Yeah.
That's Vikings game plan. Go Vikings.